Hello, Yellow Couchers. Welcome to today's episode, and today we'll be talking about mega projects, knowing a little bit more about the mega projects in Tanzania, particularly in the oil and gas sector. And we have the perfect guest for this. Some people call him Mr. Oil and Gas or Mr. ECOP, but this with me today is Abdulsamad, who is the founder and chairman of ATOGS, the Association of Tanzania Oil and Gas Service Providers. So welcome to the couch. How are you today?
I'm superb, especially being next to the yellow couch that I've been hearing a lot about.
Oh, that's good to hear. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, we want to hear a little bit about you, but maybe you can tell us a bit about how are you part of the project? You know, you're the founder of ATOGS. Where's the vision to start driving such a mega project for our country?
The vision comes from patriotism. First of all, if you have a drive to wanting to see your fellow citizens succeeding, then you need to be able to really drive and pull everybody else. I have lived almost more than 25 years abroad. I came in 2015. I realized that we need to unite the Tanzanians to be able to tap into oil and gas projects. But how to do that? It was important to what we say, you need to build the foundations, educate the mindset, change the mindset, but also helping Tanzanians to understand what it takes to have international standards. And this led to the establishment of ATOGS, whereby we felt it was very important to unite the whole service providers to tap into the oil and gas industry.
Okay, so maybe a bit more info about ATOGS. So it's a membership group, is my understanding.
That's right.
And what happens? What do you do with your members, and how are you preparing them, as you've said, the mindset transformation and the preparation for international standards?
Sure.
How are you actually implementing this?
So ATOGS was founded in 2017. It was established on the basis of the challenge that faces the private sector to tap into oil and gas, because most of them, they were disqualified, not knowing why were disqualified. And we came to realize that there was no feedback coming back to the private sector. Oh, you did not maybe submit OSHA certificates, and there was any official notification to the members. So ATOGS championed that to ensure that companies like oil and gas companies have a way of giving feedback to the locals so that they can improve for the next bidding round. And that was something that really changed the industry to become successful. ATOGS was founded 24th of July 2017. And Mama Samia officiated ATOGS.
Oh, wow.
And she has been our supporting as a mother, but also she gave us a direction and the guidance to be cross-cutting organization rather than just be oil and gas. So when it comes to logistic, we are there. When it comes to construction, we are there. It is the paying membership organization. We started with 5 members. Now we have over 190 corporate members, including banks and other companies. And ideally, we are there to advocate for local content, inclusions of locals in mega projects, but also to help the locals to be qualified. And I mentioned about standard. People didn't know about ISO certification. People didn't know much about what it takes to be oil and gas compliant. So you need to work with them. We do a lot of training, workshops, but also we build bridges between the international companies and locals by promoting joint venture, promoting collaboration and things like that.
Okay, so you're really acting as a bridge and connector and setting up local companies to be able to take on these mega projects.
That's right.
So can you tell us a little bit more about these mega projects? How mega are they?
Big, mega.
Yes. Okay.
When you talk about $30 billion,
Yeah.
that no any other project within East Africa that was $30 billion for the like of the LNG project.
Yeah.
We have a mega project that's called liquefied natural gas,
Okay.
using our own natural gas resources in Tanzania that have been discovered.
This is in Mtwara area.
Mtwara Lindi
Yeah, okay.
project, which is involving ExxonMobil, Shell, Equinor, and the rest of the partners. There are 5 partners inside. It is a $30 billion project.
Okay.
And it will require a lot of services, a lot of opportunities for particular service provider in the country. But also we have another project for that unites. This is the what they call me, as you mentioned. They call me Mr. Pipeline, but
Mr.
not really Mr. Pipeline. It's the Uganda Tanzania crude oil pipeline.
Yes.
It is a 1,400 kilometer. It's the longest heated pipeline in the world.
Wow.
That transports crude from Uganda to Tanzania, $3.5 billion.
Okay.
And this is a project that unites the Ugandans, but also it has so many opportunities for young people when you look at the opportunities in employment, but also for early startups who wants to create partnership or wants to sell their product. This is the type of project.
Yeah.
But there's also other projects like Tanzania-Uganda gas pipeline, as I mentioned.
Yep.
We have SGR. We also have Al Suwaidi.
Yes.
Have invested in Kigamboni for millions of dollars. This is cable manufacturing. So, my fellow Tanzanians, there's a lot of opportunities here.
Yeah.
We just need to change our approach, our mindset, and being aggressive.
Wow. Yeah.
Aggressivity.
Opportunities
And
there.
seeing really there are values in the country. Mama Samia came at the right time because globally during the pandemic it has been, maybe it was a blessing in disguise for us that something had to happen in order for us to change. And Mama Samia came at the right time when globally are changing towards getting their people to tap into opportunities, become resilient, become self-efficient and sustainable.
Okay. And when you say mega, 30 billion, so if we're to put that in shillings, we're looking at 70 to 80 trillion shillings, if I'm correct.
That's right.
So with such a mega project, for some people, it's almost too large to even understand how they can play a role and how they can be a part of it. So how will this trickle down into your average everyday Tanzanian?
So what I would say to my fellow Tanzanian is that not to look at the size of the pie. What we need to focus here is the value chain.
Okay.
What we call it in Swahili, mnyororo wa thamani, where the services are. Services is where the money is, providing catering, cement, providing goods and services, manpower, training, and what you are doing is exactly what will be required. So people need to really look at the value chain. There's a lot of opportunities in car hire services, hotels, food, vendors, mama ntilie, baba ntilie, and so forth. So I see Tanzania become the hub of energy in East Africa.
Wow. And
in the next 10 years, if we are not the Dubai of the future, we'll be the Qatari of the future in Tanzania.
Wow. So I admire you because you've had vision. You've been a part of this and seeing this vision from so long ago. You know, you've set up ATOGS way before people were thinking about this exact challenge that we're facing now. How does a boy from Zanzibar have this vision? And where does it come from? Give us a bit more history about you and where this has inspired you to be today.
They used to call us wala orojo na batata na ubuyu.
Yes.
And now things have changed. Exactly. Yes. So I come from a very humble family, very family-oriented. As I mentioned, in 2015, I came, but when you look at my background, you'll see that we are the family who likes involvement of others, if you see what I mean. It's all about values, adding value to individuals, adding value to companies and things like that.
Yeah.
So being a Zanzibari, coming to the mainland Dar es Salaam, it has never been an easy. And people see the circus guy who has plates, 1,000, maybe 500 plates, but they do not see what's the image of this person. Maybe how many thousand of plates he broke before he got it right. How many steps he fell before picking himself up. So I went through the journey. First of all, people thought, oh, here's the kid from UK coming to Tanzania, with a tie, with a suit, telling us there's oil and gas. What's all this about? But you had to change the behavior of people by showing them the way. And the best way to do that was really to engage with communities and also to support the government in terms of lobbying, advocating, but it has never been easy, I have to say.
Yeah.
I faced a lot of throwing stones, but I picked those stones up and I built that tower.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what I did.
If we can tap into that, you've talked about the challenges of being an entrepreneur and really truly driving something, how hard it is to make it come to fruition. Can you talk to us a little bit about your lowest point? Was there a time where you nearly gave up on this dream? And maybe you could share if you don't mind.
The story of grit, that's what I call it.
Yeah.
There were times when, obviously, with myself being away for more than 25 years, coming here, so the culture difference, but also I became, to the local, Abdulsamad was very aggressive in wanting, hey, let's get together, let's grab, that business ethics, business drive, business leadership. It was new to Tanzania. So there were times when I just felt, you know what, I'm tired of dragging people when I'm actually walking with them to the bridge, which has a lot of treasures, but they do not see. But I was persistent.
Yeah.
I stood still, my vision, and also being very ruthless and decisive. I saw the vision and I thought, I am going to walk that bridge with my fellow Tanzanians and not really focus on negativity.
Yeah.
So the best way, and my advice to my fellow Tanzanians will be, when the times are hard, you pick yourself and you stick to the road that you're going.
Yeah.
Because the journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step.
Yeah.
And those are the steps that I took.
There's something though that's so important you brought up. Yes, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, but you talked about walking with others and bringing them along.
Sure.
How important is it for young entrepreneurs? A lot of people have a mentality that it's my journey, it's my business, it's my idea. But it seems like you were open. You shared your idea, you shared your vision, and you were happy for everyone to join you with it. Any advice to people who've got ideas and who are at that point now and don't know how to take it forward? How have you really brought it up?
As I mentioned before, you need to have a self-drive. Leadership skills is very important. To have qualities in bringing change. Change does not come overnight. Change is a process, but it is instilling confidence and showing people that you really genuinely care for them. Walk with them through that process. When you see someone's going astray, you just bring them on board. Another thing that is very important with this particular youth is that being open and transparent. My culture has always been do things openly, transparent, but work as team.
Okay.
You cannot succeed if you're just on your own. So that is very important for everybody.
So we've talked about where we currently are in the oil and gas sector. We've looked a little bit behind your background. Let's talk about the future.
Wow.
What's next for ATOGS? Where will ATOGS be in 10 years' time? Or where will Abdulsamad be in 10 years' time? Will there be 10 pipelines? What's next?
First, maybe I need to do one step back. What do Abdulsamad want? Abdulsamad wants to create 1,000 Abdulsamad. People who understand this country has a lot of potential. This country is blessed with resources. This country is blessed with peace and stability. This country is blessed with thousands and over hundreds and tribes, but people work together. People are together. And where do I see? I see this country moving to the future that is bright in Tanzania. It's going to be, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be the hub of energy. Don't forget we have all these pipelines and all that. But I see Tanzania become one of the best countries in Africa in the next 10 years.
Okay.
And really, you will come and tell me, Abdulsamad, I was right. But we need to just work together. We need to involve, as I mentioned, being open, transparent. And the most important of all this is to be and to manage expectations of the people. People need to be told the truth. People need to be guided. People has to be open. Our politicians has to stop this idea of you only wait until 5 years during the election and you start engaging locals. But locals has to be engaged now. You build their capacity, you being open, transparent, and you manage the expectation. So the future is bright in Tanzania, and I can guarantee you it has happened in Qatar, it has happened in United Arab Emirates, it is going to happen in United Republic of Tanzania.
It is happening.
Yeah, it is happening, absolutely. Yeah.
There are some people, and for the benefit of our viewers that will be sitting there, you mentioned getting into the value chain. So if you're that person with a small courier company or a travel agency and so on, what should your next steps be to get involved with this vision?
What I can say to my fellow Tanzanians, the business community, especially the early startups, the young entrepreneurs, first you need to have a vision. If you do not have a vision, if you do not have persistence, if you do not have a motivation, sometimes you have a motivation, but you feel like I need to give up. But stick on course, make sure that as I mentioned before, the Rome was not built in one day. It's the process. People need to understand the whole vision. Everything is the process, but they need to stay on course. And the other thing is, most importantly, is to be themselves. They need to believe we can. The country allows us, we have so much opportunities, so much, there's so much out there for young people out there today, but they need to believe in themselves. They need to get out of comfort zone. They need to be hungry for vision, they need to be hungry for new innovative idea. To sit at home, being on social media all the time is not helping.
Nothing.
Being on Udaku, this person says this, is not helping. People need to be hungry to see, oh, Bill Gates did this, I want to do it. So if you have that drive, if you have that, I want hungriness.
Make it happen.
Make it happen, but be aggressive. And do not listen at noisy neighbors because they are the ones that really distract you from the vision. So stick on course.
Stick on your own course.
Correct.
Thank you, Abdulsamad. The next section is what we call our trivia round. So we'll ask just some interesting questions to get to know you a little bit more. So just be open. Let us know who the real you is.
Sure.
So first one, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay.
And it has to be latte.
Latte. Milk, 2 sugars?
Less sugar. So 1 sugar.
1 sugar.
Yeah.
Hey,
can you not see I'm a bit
fit? Yeah. What is your favorite app on your phone?
My favorite app?
Yeah.
It's Intelligent.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that? I've never heard of it.
Intelligence, it's basically learning the new economy, business intelligence. It's a business intelligent app.
I'll be downloading
It tells
that.
you everything what is happening, the world is moving, and it's like Financial Times in the other
Okay.
version.
Thanks.
But my other app is LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because networking, business community, and things like that.
My favorite app as well. Who is the greatest influence on you and why?
My biggest influencer is probably the Barack Obama, because Barack Obama comes from a very humble family. He's a family-oriented person. He speaks from his heart, and he's very, what we call it, he has a vision that takes people with him, because sometimes a leader has a vision, but people are 1,000 miles away and you are far. So he has this ability of influencing and being with people for the change.
Wow, thank you. I think we've come to the end of the show, so before we close, is there any last point you'd like to make to our audience today?
My fellow young people, because I'm part of also, I'm young, and my fellow Tanzanians, we are moving towards a culture that is going very fast, innovation, technology. My ask would be, we need to seriously put effort in making sure that we learn new things, we spend time in developing ourselves, skills, developing vision, and also not be afraid of change. Change has to happen, but within good reason. And my call to especially young people is stay on course. If you have a vision, if you want to do something, stay on course. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Get out of that comfort zone. Walk the talk, and wish you all the best.
Whoa, let's go guys. Thank you, Yellow Couches. It's a wrap with Abdulsamad. Don't forget to comment who do you want to see next on the couch, and like and subscribe, of course, to the Empire YouTube page. Thank you very much.